first, just to put things in perspective. Cuba Confidential is the name of a book by Ann Barak.
Okay.
And the thing about her is was a good journalist. It's a little dated now, but it's cool because what she did was she wrote for Vanity Fair, but she interviewed, like in this book, Fidel 4 times, and people on both sides of the straits, the Florida Straits, Miami and Cuba is just one big family feud.
Okay. Sure.
And she puts it in perspective. It's a paperback, but she puts it in perspective of Elian Gonzalez.
Okay.
Why the hell was this such a big, and so who was it, and the grandmas and and the uncles and the aunts, and she delved into all of it. And so it kind of flips back and forth from that episode and the historical perspective. So anyway, it kind of gives you a layout of the land.
Okay.
It's a pretty good read.
So if I were to work it up to this race in November, if I was to catch up with you and Ricardo in Madison, maybe for lunch or for dinner, maybe some night we go in and
Easy.
buy him a beer somewhere and visit.
Yeah, maybe the Cardinal.
The Cardinal. Go to the Cardinal. See how it's going.
Yeah, he's really open to that. He just turned 70 and he didn't want to run the place anymore.
Sure.
He just wanted out.
Mm-hmm.
But he has relatives in Camagüey still.
Mm-hmm.
And what you find is, especially even probably now, I haven't been for some years now because we did agricultural trips. We kind of were zeroing in on that. And we had just wonderful hosts and time there. And we met with all levels of their people, like from their doctorate agronomists at the university to the farmers to all the levels of the farms and all that kind of stuff. It was fascinating and warm and friendly. And Havana's great too. I visited people in the day at the ag building there, and they take it very seriously. Mm-hmm. They love North Americans. They love us.
Yeah.
Once you're there, getting there is kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah, sure.
Getting out of the U.S. and getting into Havana.
Okay.
It's a little, I don't know, it'd be fascinating for you because now that Fidel's died, the level of security, we had a contract out for Fidel for 50 years, so, they were always interested in what U.S. citizens were doing there.
Sure. So
it's fascinating, the regular people on the street are just, they love you, and it's all the in-between politics,
Sure.
But I love it there, but I'm waiting for the price of the airfare to go down.
So you can go more times per year?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, it should cost you the same to go to Miami as it does to Havana, but
Right.
it was like 5 times the cost to get to
Really?
Havana.
No kidding.
Yeah, just for a ticket.
Wow.
So I was kind of, wow, there are other things I want to do
Sure.
too.
Sure. Yeah.
Anyway, it's fascinating. I love it. I was very involved and have been, I still have friends from down there on Facebook too.
Mm-hmm.
But it depends what you're going to be focused, with the race and stuff.
Yeah, a little bit.
But Havana, is it going to be Havana, do you know?
I got to find out where the location exactly is, but I'd like to go to Camagüey. It sounds like that'd be the place to
8
travel
hours
to.
by bus on the freeway.
Really?
So it's in the central part of the country.
Mm-hmm.
Havana's the closest flight,
Mm-hmm.
off. But it's just, boy, we had a good time. So I was there with Kent and his girlfriend Maru.
Okay.
Of course, from Mexico, she has no problems going to Cuba.
Right. Sure. No issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
so we think, and I thought at one time, one of my trips down there, I took, it was one of the first trips, second trip. And I went a couple times on my own on the same license because I wanted to meet up with the ag people, but, you can't just move as freely as you do here.
Right. Sure.
It's a
Gotta be more
dictatorship.
cautious.
But, if you accept that, that you're in their home and willing to play by their rules, it's fine. But I took corn and bean samples down from Wilkins Seed out of Pontiac, Illinois. Roundup Ready, one of the first tours. Well, maybe it's that 5 years into it. Probably the first part of 2011, 9/11 time, I guess, 9/11, September. But I just thought we'd get test plots going down there,
Mhm.
because if Puerto Rico can do winter grow outs, Cuba, the nice thing about Cuba is, in my imagination or my
Mhm.
brain, is that my hope is they're such an educated population.
Right.
You'd be dealing with educated people.
Sure. Yes.
So there's none of this banana republic stuff.
Right. Right.
And that's probably part of the hitch in Washington.
Okay.
We kind of prefer a banana republic.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Sure.
So they are so smart and educated, and they just don't have money. But
They're very
so,
educated.
so anyway, I don't know, and things change really fast. Another friend of mine does trips down there. She's a tour guide. She's the one that got me going there first. And she
Mhm.
goes down 2 or 3 times a year with groups,
Okay.
group tourists.
Okay.
And they know her and love her there. So yeah, we should over the summer or something get
Mhm.
together.
Definitely.
Either her and Ricardo,
Mhm.
just to get insight if you want.
Yeah, I would for sure.
But it sounds like you probably have a plan that they're gonna.
Well, I'm
Tell
sure
me
they'll
what-
they'll bounce us around, but I'd like to know more, because if I do add on, to it, or go in early or do something like that, then I want to make sure that I got some places to go and places to see and
Oh
stuff.
yeah, great contacts.
Yeah.
The nice thing is, I mean, it's all changing. I mean, I haven't been there for several years,
Mhm.
but it changes all the time. But personal contacts are wonderful.
Mhm.
And you just start with the context of Cuba. Just, you will know and always remember every hour of the day. It's a revolution.
Yeah. Sure.
It's historical.
Oh yeah.
It's, and the generation of people there, if you take the 50-year-olds,
Right.
they were born.
During the revolution.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
So the older folks remember, Batista was bad for the people.
Mhm.
And Fidel, he was good for the
It was
people.
good for the people, right? Exactly. Sure.
So
Yeah.
people got educated, they got health care,
Mhm.
they eat.
Yep.
And then they have all this other complication with their life that
Right.
makes them want to get on a boat and row to Florida.
Sure. Sure.
Everything's complicated, but it's a revolution you're dealing.
Right.
But anyway, if you go to Havana's fun, you can get around. It's
Sure.
there's probably more. When I went, let's say 10 years ago, there wasn't crime.
Right.
There weren't tourists. There
Right.
weren't-
Sure.
There wasn't drugs.
Okay.
It wasn't. So they've been really hard on the drugs.
Mhm.
Can they avoid that forever? Probably not with the increase of tourism.
Mhm.
The other countries are, USA is kind of missing the boat with
Sure.
development down there.
Mhm.
I mean, some of the European countries have supported beautiful hotel complexes in Havana.
Well.
I mean, you'll see, I was in a 5-star hotel in Havana,
Mhm.
nicer than anything I've seen,
Yeah.
Chicago.
Sure.
But
Right.
mostly, but you can also, if you have right connections and you do things, extra time you said or something,
Mhm.
there are people that, have licenses to rent out rooms in houses for
Mhm.
$20 a night.
Cool.
So, yeah. Anyway,
Be great.
you can tell I'm excited about it.
Yeah. Well, we'll definitely do it. We'll definitely go there.
Yeah, that'd be, but someday we